In a quiet chamber within Oslo's Nobel Institute, the final shortlist for the 2025 Peace Prize is unveiled. Among the familiar names of seasoned diplomats and world leaders is one name that halts the world in stunned silence: Ibrahim Traoré, a 36-year-old soldier, a man who rose not through elections but conviction, not through institutions, but insurgency. The interim president of Burkina Faso, a landlocked West African nation often spoken of in terms of poverty, coups, and conflict, now stands on the global stage. Not as a threat, but as a torchbearer of peace. He came to power under the thunder of boots, not ballots, a mutiny, a movement, and to many at the time, a moment of uncertainty. But Traoré didn't consolidate power in the palace. He walked into the fields. He met farmers, teachers, fighters, widows, and he asked them one question: what do you need to live? Their answers didn't require diplomacy, just dignity. Under his leadership, a nation didn't just rebuild, it reinvented itself. Over 3.8 million hectares of stolen farmland reclaimed from foreign corporations. 12,000 former militants reintegrated peacefully through training and education. A Sahel-wide alliance planted 800 million trees, turning dry lands green. He didn't seek peace through treaties. He sowed it, literally, with seeds and soil. Where others saw terrorists, he saw lost sons. Where others built walls, he planted roots. Then came a voice few dared challenge. Pope Leo XIV, speaking on the Feast of All Saints: "When I pray for peace, I see the face of a young soldier from Burkina Faso. He does not preach from scripture. He acts in soil, in silence, in sweat." The Vatican had never before endorsed a sitting African leader for the Nobel Prize. But this wasn't politics. It was a spiritual alignment with a man who, without a clerical robe or holy title, lived out the gospel of labor and love. France, President Jean-Luc Marot, once a staunch defender of technocracy, calls him the author of Africa's new chapter. The United States, a regional stabilizer, said Secretary Janet Collins, acknowledging the paradox of a coup leader cultivating peace. Brazil, President Luiz G. Costa declared, "He is no general. He is a farmer in uniform. That is his revolution." Russia, he builds not ideologies, but irrigation, education, and belief. Each power center, once indifferent or skeptical, now paused, reflecting not on Traoré's path to power, but on the power of his path. Tens of thousands fill the streets of Burkina Faso's capital. No parades, no motorcades, just lanterns, drums, roasted peanuts, and chants. Ibrahim Traoré, our Nobel. Across villages, former enemies plant trees side by side. Children learn in schools built from redirected military budgets. Farmers irrigate land that once lay fallow under foreign debt. A banner waves between two acacia trees. We no longer beg. Now the world listens. The next morning, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger stand shoulder to shoulder. Their message: this is not about one man. It is a declaration that Africa will no longer speak in borrowed voices. They announce the Joint Civil Command of the Sahel, a new alliance for education, agriculture, and health, not backed by foreign donors but by local determination. From Kinshasa to Accra, students hold vigils. Art galleries across Johannesburg exhibit paintings titled "Fields of Peace." A viral tweet from Lagos reads, "He wore boots, not suits. He didn't attend Davos. He went to the fields. That's why this Nobel matters." As the world watches, from CEOs to shepherds, presidents to poets, the final decision nears. If he wins, Traoré becomes the first sitting African head of state to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. But in truth, he's already won something far greater: the respect of a continent, the attention of a divided world, the redefining of peace itself. This nomination belongs to every mother who fed a child from her own field, to every student who chose a pen over a gun, to every teacher who taught under a tree. We are building peace not to impress the world, but to survive it. This is not a story of politics. It is the story of practical peace, of dignity, of justice, of land, in the hands of those who till it. The world is watching. But the question is, are they really listening? If peace means dignity, if leadership means labor, if justice begins with food, then tell the world why this story matters. Whose vision of peace do you believe in? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this story with someone who needs to know that real peace wears boots, not suits. Subscribe for more stories where truth grows from the ground up.